What do these items all have in common? You guys have already guessed it. I know you've seen the thumbnail for the video, so let's see it. Oh! Can't even fit it on the table. So as you can see, guys, it is the new Losi 5ive-T 2.0. This is the newest, latest, greatest from Horizon Hobby in this 5th scale gasser. And it's got a lot of really cool features about it. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at the box before I go ahead and break this down and get it out of here. So let me just grab the camera and we'll take a quick look. Okay, so here we go. The 5ive-T 2.0 platform with optimized performance. Something new I'm seeing here. Cool light bar, 4x4. The new powerful Zenoah G320, the 32cc engine. And it is a bind and drive, requires a Spectrum transmitter, which is why I had that transmitter in the items on the table. 40 plus miles per hour. Anything else that we see? You can see the color I chose. I really wanted the orange and white one. But that's all the box shows, guys. A few of the features, feature breakdowns here. Talks about the receiver that it comes with. We'll take a look at that inside. The length is 38 inches. Width is 20.75. Big truck. 24-inch wheelbase. Height is 12 inches. So this thing is, like I said, it's huge. I've got people trying to give me some name ideas for it online. If you want to help name this large and in charge vehicle, be sure to hit me up on Facebook or on Instagram, where people are kind of leaving some ideas. So I'm gonna see if I can't just pull it out this way, because it's kind of big to do it the other way. So we'll do the unboxing a little bit different. I'm beating up the camera already. And wow, look at that. What a beauty. So it's a lot more fluorescent orange and yellow than I expected. What I liked about these colors is the like the Ivan Stewart look of his old Toyota from the Super Off-Road games, the Baja stuff. And so I really like this color scheme, but it's definitely a much different color than I expected. But I do like it, especially out on the dirt. It's going to look really good. Really nice graphics. Let's just get it all the way out and see what else we have in here as far as directions and spare pieces. So let me go ahead and put this back on the tripod. Let's have something in them. Yeah, here we go. Here's the manual. I'm definitely going to be reading this manual because I've never had a gasser before. So here's a bunch of tools as well. Looks a lot like something you'd get with a chainsaw, like my steel has, except instead of a flathead, it's got a Phillips. Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and as you can see, we got the Losi 5ive-T 2.0 here on the bench. I just want to stop the unboxing for a second to give you a little bit of background info on this, because this is kind of out of my league of what I normally do. All I have currently is just a whole bunch of electric cars that run on LiPo batteries or nickel metal hydride, but I run them on LiPo. And so I've got lots of them, X-Max, Losi DBXLE, but there's a park down in North Carolina that runs 5th scale gas oval, and I've been wanting to get into something that I can do locally, and so they didn't have an electric class for my DBXLE, and so I've been looking at these for a while, hoping I'd find a used one. Well, then Losi announced the 2.0, and I had to have it, and so I've been waiting for this thing to come out eagerly. I kind of teased it a few weeks ago that something big would be coming to the channel, and this is what I was talking about. I'm so excited to finally see it. It looks fantastic. The graphics are super cool, and we'll get a look at it here. We'll get the top off it, and we'll look inside it. But I'm going to go around the car and show you guys some of the outside out here, and we'll get into the first look at this thing. So let's do it. Alright, so before we get a look at the car, we're going to really quickly look at a few things that it came with, from the wrenches for working on your turnbuckles and things like that. To this, it looks like it came with a, this is like the wrench you get with a steel chainsaw, except it's a flathead on this side. So there's got to be some kind of nuts that these work with and work for. Some really nice T-handled Allens in here, hexes, and a couple of regular ones, as well as your wheel wrench to get the lugs off. So really thick manual here. Very nice manual. I'm gonna have to look at this because I'm not sure what it all does. So one of them's a rod end, shock end tool. It says the multi-wrench spark plug wrench. That's what we've got here. So yeah, it's gonna have parts explosion showing us how to get the body off, which is good to know because we're gonna have to get that off here to take a look inside for you guys. As well as the battery that we're going to need, which I have downstairs charging right now, that fits in to power the receiver and the servo, and probably the lights up front. So yeah, really nice. Here's some stuff about the engine, motor tuning, all of that, and we'll have to figure out the break-in as well so that we get this thing broke in properly. But we've got the tool here. We're going to have to do some engine tuning as needed. High-speed needle, all of that. I'm totally unfamiliar with all of these things, so we'll be taking a look in the instructions here before we go too far. But yeah, anyway, the quick look at this. Explosions, really good stuff. Let's get a look at the outside of this body. Yeah, so this thing's looking real nice. You can see up front here on the front of the body, we're going to have a light kit, LEDs right there on the front bumper. Nice graphics along the front, nice vent in the hood here. Our little receiver antenna sticking up right there. So there's a couple of body clips up here under the front that we've got to get to. Right here, I'll pull them as I go past them, and then on the other side, there we go. Take a look over the graphics here, you can see them. Dynamite Spectrum, their 5T 2.0 logo, Horizon Hobby, all looks real good. K&N Fox got these nice number plates on here. 2 more pins that we'll pull out so we can really start to see the inside. Your wheels here. Then we're going to have to flip this over and pull out 4 screws on the bottom side. Looks like these guys here. The big reveal. How does this come off? Slide it forward. Alright. So there we go. There is the body and the full cage here that supports the body. See the clips on it. So the back end of it kind of slides into the bumper using these little knobs here at the back. And there's a receiver on the back bumper that sits in and locks it in place. Alright, let's get back in here and look at this again. Alright guys, we've got you going up and down all over, and we're back to having this thing handheld, and we're going to look over this truck, try and see what we can about all the different things that they've included in here, and understanding that I'm, again, new to this, gas engine and powered, so this all looks a little bit foreign to me, but also very similar, just changing out the electric motor for an engine. So let's first look. I popped the cap here right next to the on-off switch. We've got our Spectrum SR6000T telemetry receiver that has a lot of things that allows you to add exhaust temperature and things like that to it. Over here you can get the temps. It's got 4 auxiliaries on it and just a really awesome looking servo, better than anything that I've got currently, so that's pretty slick. We'll just move right next to that. We've got the new steering system that they've put on this one as well. So it's running a new steering rack and bell cranks up here with the servo saver and all of that. Everything up here, looking at the front end, is just really well built. Sway bars running in here. Really thick arms. These things are massive, as well as the shocks, and these have bleeder caps on them as well. So pretty nice big differentials up in here to be able to take the weight of this car, because it is very heavy. I will say that it's a beast of a truck. What else do we got here? We're looking at the gas tank. It had this little warning on it telling us that we had to have 25-to-1 gas mix, and so we'll stop and talk about that for a minute. So I have this recommendation of AMSOIL 2-stroke Dominator racing oil from my buddy Josh. Said that that's what you should get, as well as a ratio right, so you can get the right ratio. Now this doesn't have a 25-to-1, it has 28 and 24-to-1, and so I'm just going to mark what a fourth of that difference is and make my own little 25-to-1 marking on it. But for now, we're going to go the easy route and use some VP Racing Powermix. This is ethanol-free premixed gas. It's ready to use. And so I actually knocked one off the table when I put the box on doing the opening and spilled some gas. So just a little bit. It was all right. This is the battery tray. It's got a really interesting long cotter pin here that kind of runs through both, which is nice. Instead of having two different pins, it's just one. But that's where you put your battery that you need to power your receiver and work your electronics and the light and that kind of stuff that's plugged into it. So we're running two different servos. This is the S901T, and this is a throttle servo. So you can see here it's hooked up to the motor, and it's going to run your power, basically, how fast you're going. You got brakes here on the front and rear, and so it's a new braking system on your center differential there. So they've redesigned, they said, the center diff. It's in a different location, and it's supposed to try and have a better angle on the dog bones here. So speaking of the dog bones, they're just very big. Your dog could probably gnaw on them. There's a lot of play there, but they're huge receivers too, so it's not like it's going to come out or anything. But so yeah, they improve the angle of these by moving the center differential here. They also talked about doing a little bit something new with the clutch. I don't remember what it was that I remember reading about that, but there's a new clutch carrier that they've worked on here that they're trying to help with. But everything in this is a little bit more complex than running the electric motor with a pinion on it to your center differential. So it's a lot more complicated here that they've got this set up, but looks well designed. We can see here we've got our little pump to put gas into the engine to start it, air filter, pull start, on-off switch if I missed that. The chassis on this is really thick. I don't know what the actual thickness is offhand, but it's very thick. So you can see here, everything's just really well built. But on the bottom, everything's recessed as far as screws. Chassis looks real good on this, nice and clean. Nice bumpers front and rear. That front having the nice LED bar, which I think I showed when we were doing the body. So I don't know what else there is to show here. The suspension is very, very plush. It's very nice feeling, very smooth. Something I didn't mention, and I almost forgot, is the tires. You can see here they got really deep lugs there, and it's a beadlock plastic. So a lot of guys change those out and go with something a little bit different, but we're going to run them stock for now, see how they handle at the track. And so I guess what's left is for me to read the manual, put some gas in it, and then we'll see what we can do. I need to read the manual, though, to make sure that I bind and do everything right with the batteries, gas, and how all of that works. So, yeah, here's to a new adventure, right, guys? So I'll be back in just a minute, and we'll start pouring some gas in and maybe do a break-in. Alrighty, so what we're going to go ahead and do here is plug in our receiver battery. It's a small pack here. And that feels pretty good. So it's got a weird special plug on here that is just like a receiver plug. Oddly enough, that's what it plugs into. So do it. There it is. Alright, so next thing that we got here is we're going to go ahead and bind our controller. I've got here in bind mode ready. So we're going to flip it to on and hold down this button while we do. Now we're flashing to bind. Hit bind on my controller. There it is. We have power. Awesome. Alright guys, it's alive. I thought it was filming, but I just filled it with the VP Race Oil and flipped the choke down, turned it on and pulled and it started right up. I think that's 3 pulls. So we're going to let it burn like this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and we're going to run it real slow for about 20 to 25. Alright, now we just got to break her in. Alright guys, so the break-in is complete. It's time to let this thing have a little fun. Oh yeah. It's a monster. Throw some dirt. Man, I can't even get this thing. Oh, I cannot get it to full throttle back here, really. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do full throttle back here. We can get enough to have fun, though. These treads are just tearing up the yard. Yeah. Oh. I don't have a reverse, so. There we go. I don't know if you're going to be able to understand any of this talking stuff. Let's launch it. Yeah! With the noise, it's so awesome! Man, this handles so good. Handles so great. Oop. Nice! Huh. Oh, into that second K-stick. Woo, a little lump here. Look at the suspension, just soak it up. Launch it again. Oh yeah. Getting some good air. Still not full throttle though. We're just about half. Leaving a little room to punch it in the air. Level it out as we need to. Let's see it from a different perspective. Let's see it go by us here. Woo-hoo! Yeah, buddy! Oh. This will get the grass all up, get back to dirt back here again. Launched it. Woo! Oh, onto that lump. Nice. Oh yeah, buddy. We are having some good old time out here. Oh yeah! Woo! Somewhere I can get through here. There we go. Right at us. Yeah. All right, let's do some slow-mo. Slow motion, let's do it. Woo! Little sideways. Having a good old time. Launch it. Woo. All right, what can I say, guys? That thing is amazing. Thanks to Mike Dayton at Hobbytown for getting me the orange one like I wanted. He's able to secure one for me, and I really am enjoying this. The break-in period is brutal to have to go that slow for 25 minutes, but totally worth it once you're past that. It's worth having a good running machine. So, yeah, so we just had some fun with it in the backyard. You can only go so fast back there, never really unloaded on the throttle all the way. So we'll have to get to a big open field where we can really let her rip. But it still felt good to just keep it going kind of slower so that we would, even after the break-in, not really kill it too much yet. So, yeah, big thumbs up to Losi. This 5ive-T 2.0 is amazing. Handles so well, comparing it to my X-Max or my DB XLE. Just a joy to drive this thing. I love the sound. It doesn't have that crazy nitro scent either. I'm not a big fan of the smell of that. I know some people really are into it, but it's not my gig. And I'm going to have so much fun with this. And I need to get it out to the racetrack soon. I got some travels coming up, but maybe after that I can hit up one of the races. But man, Horizon Hobby, Losi, you guys are killing it with this. I know it's the #1 fifth scale for a reason, because you guys are really just knocking it out of the park with these. Handles so well, right out of the box, ready to run. Well, not ready to run, bind and drive. So I, bound it up. This thing's so awesome right out of the box. Bind it, drive it, and wow, it's so easy. For somebody coming from electric to move over to gas, it wasn't that hard to really get it up and running. So I'm super excited about that. We break those in too with the electrics. And so, yeah, I guess it's not that much more painful to do this, but it's just me wanting to get out and drive it. I know. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like this video, be sure to leave us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comments. What should we name this thing? Again, shout out to Mike Dayton at Hobbytown, Richmond, for getting this thing in for me. I really wanted the orange one. He secured it, got me it in the battery, everything I needed to get it up and running, the VP race fuel. And so, huge thanks, man. And we'll get this thing out and ripping. Thanks to Josh for the recommendations on my mix and all of that. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. We'll be seeing a lot more of this coming up very soon. Some big bash videos and all that. So, thanks for tuning in. See you guys.